What is going on, guys? How you doing tonight? Welcome to the wild card weekend. I'm just finishing up watching the Rams and the Seahawks. We just hit the 2-minute warning, 4th and 1 for the Rams. It's just us, Untouchable. I'm sure people will be joining soon. This game is still going on, but I figured I'd get the stream started since the other game's supposed to start at 5:15 Pacific, so 8:15 Eastern, and I just want to be on before that game starts. What's going on, Mickey? Mickey, you have to be excited for the result, at least for the fantasy portion. Nice. That's awesome. Fat Guy and I are 1-1. We jumped on the Seahawks, but it was one of those ones where it was fishy, and even we knew it was fishy, and we couldn't help ourselves. Yeah, Mickey, I got 1 unit down on Washington money line at plus 387. That was the best value I could see, so that's what I went with. What price did you end up getting, Untouchable? I was doing some research, and I think only 18% of road teams have beat a team by 11 points or more this year. I think it's 17%. And the plus 387, I think it's like 21%. So I just think that there's positive expected value on the money line based off of this year's numbers. Yeah, 384 is a good number to have. $10 is a lot of it's a lot of points to cover. Yeah, not a huge difference between plus 386, plus 384. Fat Guy is joining us right now. What is going on, Fat Guy?
Not much. Had a good day today.
Nice.
I took a lot of action on Seattle, and it looks to be good for the Rams.
That is excellent to hear.
I feel silly at taking the one time I go square in the contest and they have to punish me. You know what I mean? Like what's the math on that?
Yeah, we took our shot. I even ended up betting Seattle on the live line at -3, but it didn't work out for me.
Interesting that we lose the square ones, but it's a point in case I got lucky in terms of the people that took booked bets with me.
Square bettors where we're from like Seattle a lot.
And they like them at high juice and reasonable numbers. So I sold Seattle at -3, -115, -3.5, -110, -4, -110, and -4.5, -110. So I did good.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I lost on the early game from a couple guys though, so I am recouping some losses.
Untouchable said he's 4-0 in local against the spread and total pool. That's awesome.
Right on.
That's a nice start.
Right on. Oh, guys, I also made for our fantasies. So if you guys, Big Rye, if you could find a way of sharing them that link so they can just view it, I have the totals for everybody underneath. And here I can do this as well. I can't believe like John Wolford and Jared Goff, like the defense and special teams played so good though. It's a good
shared
secondary.
A link to view it in the Discord.
Fantastic. I'll email it to the I'll email that link to the guys that aren't in the Discord.
I shared it with everyone a couple times during the draft, but I'm sure some people didn't get into it and save it, so and
that is game.
The end of this game. So the Rams are going to win 30-20.
D-line, they just stepped up and played so well, the Rams did today. Fantastic.
Washington down to 10. They were 10.5 just recently. I bought in 1 unit on the Washington football team money line at plus 385.
Woo! Big Rock gambling.
It was the best value on the board. I was doing some math on this year's results on how often
this year was heavily weighted.
How often a road team wins by 11 or more points, and it was just a touch under 17%, but the money line odds are just a shade over 20%. So for me, it's a plus 3% expected value play.
I finally found a site that actually shows the fantasy points, so I don't have to put all the stats in. I'm very, very, very happy about it.
That's good.
Yeah. So Seattle, guys who got Seattle, that's no points for them. Cam Akers with a great game.
What's going on? Jameson, he said he lost Carson and Taylor for the contest.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Untouchable
Jameson,
said home field advantage is not key this playoffs. Zap says 1 unit on the under at 45.5. And it looks like this kickoff is like really damn close. It's supposed to start in 1 minute, so we'll see if they keep to the time. I think they have. I don't even know if that or the other game did finish. We did see them take their final knee.
Yeah.
Alex Smith inactive tonight. Taylor H playing quarterback. I don't even know how to say his last name.
Taylor Heineke.
Heineke, thank you. Alex Smith was 5-1 this year as a starter.
I don't care, man. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. All right, it doesn't matter. He's the only guy that's like an anomaly to me.
Alex Smith, you're referring to, laughing that
Yeah.
it looks ugly, but he wins.
He wins all the time. He's one of the higher winning quarterbacks, like ever, really. Like especially if you take out those really ugly years where he played on the very dysfunctional teams. Like when he was on a reasonable Niners team, Chiefs team, and even to a lesser extent these Washington teams.
It's interesting that they didn't set this time back a little bit further, and I have a feeling the books are probably going to lose out on a lot of bets because people are probably not going to be able to get them in on time.
Yeah.
So we get a shallow kick to start from Washington. Tampa Bay is going to start with the ball inside of their own 20. There is no fans in the stands for Washington. This is somehow turned out to be the least bet game of today,
Which is bizarre to me.
as far as football is concerned. Brady tip-tapping inside of the pocket, essentially throws the ball away in fear. This is a nice start for the Washington defense. Jameson says that Lamar Jackson, Diggs, Schuster are going to carry him to the championship. Diggs looked great today, so that first overall pick of Diggs already paying dividends. I can put the scores here as well. Indy and Seattle have been eliminated.
Very interesting stuff here.
What's going on, Don? Yeah,
How
suck
we
my
doing?
dick out to an early lead, 41.4 points. However, like he said, he's lost Jonathan Taylor and lost Chris Carson, which is unfortunate.
I haven't put in the Rams guys yet either.
Oh, okay, so there's still too early to look at the standings.
Just about to put them in. LAR. No one took kicker. DST, though, is live. 16 points for the DST.
Yeah, an excellent game from the Rams defense and special teams.
Cup is hurt. Zach Moss is hurt. Aaron Donald is potentially hurt.
What's going on, Max? How you doing?
Cam Akers with 23.6. Cam Akers, wow, excellent game here. Cooper Kupp, 7.8. Perfect. So that sheet should be updated. So Ditka's in first, but he is down. He's down some players though. That kind of ends Mark's chance at winning this. But that's why this is so much fun. Realistically, it's cutthroat.
Yep. And the interesting thing too is it's possible for your guys to only play one game, but if it's a monster game, it still might be
yeah
worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Max, I'm excited for this game too. I'm all in on Washington.
So I love it. It seems very like quiet here. There's no sound pumped in, I guess. But in Seattle, it seemed a little bit different.
Oh man, that crowd noise! I had to mute the game. It was insane. Like they were at the end of the first half. If you guys remember, Seattle or the Rams had the ball on 4th down with like there's like 44 seconds left, and they got to run the clock down, and they were playing this pumped in crowd noise, and both teams were standing there with their hands on their hips because there wasn't going to be a play. It's like, what are you guys doing right now?
Yeah.
Like you've got this. They had it like it was the last play of the game with the crowd noise, and guys are standing around because the half was essentially over. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Double spin move from Fournette, who's getting more carries than I would have thought, making Big Rise 2nd round pick of Ronald Jones look even worse.
That's an incompletion on 3rd and 3. So Washington manages to hold Tampa Bay to what I assume to be a field goal attempt. And Suckup is good for the 29-yard attempt. Tampa Bay up 3-0 on their first drive. I think Mickey might have got down. I'm not sure if Mickey got 10 or 10.5. Max, I've got 1 unit on the Washington money line plus 387. Oh, nice. That plus 390 is a nice line. I might make some stream adjustments here.
Untouchable Jay and myself, the only guys who didn't have anyone play in the first 2 games. I got a whole bunch of points sitting on this one though.
Yeah, Michigan. It wasn't a strong performance from Seattle. That's for sure. They got roasted along the Seattle's offensive line against the Rams' defensive line was just
not even close.
Unfair. Untouchable said, I was hoping Tampa Bay got 7 there to jump on Washington live. Fat Guy, do you have any players in this game?
Yeah. Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Robert Gronkowski, Tampa Bay defense.
Max, I did see that they were showing previews that the Bears game is going to be broadcast on Nickelodeon, and I have no issue with that. They're just trying to get kids to watch football, so they're going to put it on Nickelodeon, and who knows, the broadcast might be better on Nickelodeon than we get for these ones. Maybe they'll have like Dora the Explorer on commentary.
Hey, whatever. If they like gambling in 10 years, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. We're going to go live on Nickelodeon too. once the deal comes through.
You know that you're not allowed to be within 300 yards of any child and not allowed to have any digital contact. You know that. I'd argue with the judge for Big Rye to even be able to use a computer.
And I appreciate that. All right, so Washington's going to get their first touch here on special teams. It's out the back of the end zone, so Washington starts with the ball on their own 25-yard line. And we have Taylor Heineke coming in. Boy, if you thought I was excited for John Wolford.
Taylor Heineke's, I think, better than John Wolford. I'm pretty sure.
The ref doing his best young Sheldon impression.
Math degree at Old Dominion. I like this guy. I like the Bears Zaps.
Big stop on first down for Tampa
Did you
Bay.
hear someone yell, "Get his ass"?
No, I've got it on mute, so I can't hear shit.
That was awesome. Dude, they were yelling it like it came out clear. Get his ass. I want to know who yelled that. That's great. I bet you it's one of the offensive linemen on the sideline. Any bets? I'm going Donovan Smith. Seems. Or maybe it's one of those hype coaches.
Sue. I'm going with Sue.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know if Sue's on the field. Yeah. Doesn't look like it.
Drop from Sims.
Wow.
Disappointing. It would have been a nice kickstart to get this drive going. Now they got a 3rd and 14.
That was a catchable ball. That was a very catchable ball.
And that's going to be a 3-and-out from Washington. They hit McLaurin underneath, but not nearly enough for the first down.
Realistically, though, the matchup we want to see is Tampa Bay's offense against Washington's defense, because this is a clash of the Titans, more or less. Tampa Bay's offense hasn't been nearly as strong as people predicted at the start of the year, but it's been getting a little bit better. Washington's defense is it's of the best in the league, if not the best.
The only thing that worries me is time of possession. If Washington can't sustain drives, it's going to be a long night for this Washington defense.
If think about it this way, if Washington had a strong possession offense, it would be really hard for them to lose games. Really, really hard for them to lose games.
Well, what was
you keep
Alex
that
Smith's
defensive
record?
line fresh, 5-1.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No, it's not so bad, and that includes upsets against the Steelers, for instance. Who else? He won a couple ugly games too, all ugly actually. They came back against the Steelers. That's so impressive, man. I'll be right back.
So what did you guys think of the first two games today? That Indy Buffalo game was interesting to say the least, and then the fact that I spoke about the Seahawks Rams game before kickoff, and we were just wanted to see what was up with the Rams and how they were going to win that game, because they had some market factors like reverse line movement for the Rams, and they looked awesome. Nice, Don. Congrats. If we're going to be able to cup up, I'll check to see if there's any Roto World updates. There's no updates so far on Cooper Kupp, so still too early to know. It'll be easier to tell if he's participating in practice or if he doesn't practice all week. That's really the keys to whether these guys are going to play or not. Don, you're on Washington to win. I'm on Washington to win as well. Plus 387 on the money line. There we go. A tackle for a loss here on first down. Fournette getting the early bulk of carries for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Similar to the last game, we need, at least as someone cheering for Washington, you want to see their defensive line win against this offensive line of Tampa Bay. Nice play from Brady. He didn't have a ton of time there to make that decision, and he got that ball in. On stride for Godwin, who does well to pick up the first down. Fournette carries Chase Young for a 6-yard gain. Really nice run from Fournette, who's looked really good early. Much better from Washington's defense on that second down. It's going to be 3rd and short for Tampa Bay.
Cup looked pretty bad, that injury, Jay, to be real.
A delay a game call on Tampa Bay is going to push him back 5 yards. So we now have a 3rd and 9, which is a much better situation for the Washington defense.
Yeah, pass rushers galore. "55's a Mike." Quote from Tom Brady.
They bring a late blitz there, incompletion to Mike Evans, who would have had the first down. I
And
couldn't
Big
tell
Rye,
if it was a drop.
1.3 points.
I couldn't tell if that was a drop or if this gets batted down. Looks like
I think that's a
bit of
bat.
both. Yeah, that's awesome from Fuller. That's really
so
good
good.
coverage.
So good. And like to cover a turnaround route when like a comeback route when the other guy is, let's say, 7 inches taller and probably about 40 pounds heavier, it's impressive.
Yeah, that's the Hope, Michigan.
Jay, I don't think that's bad. Like, I don't think it's your better judgment. I mean, this is a hard game. Like, obviously they could win 40-0. This is still not easy for Brady. This is a good defense. Like, this is a good defense. Of course, they do need help from the offense to be able to balance. Like, Big Ryan, I've been harping on this for years, really. Time of possession is just so important. A favorite example we like using, the Chiefs had the exact same defense when they went 2-14 with Matt Castle, roughly, as they did when they went, 11-5 with Alex Smith the next year. The only thing that changed was time of possession was 10 minutes more in the positive. So,
which makes a huge difference over a season.
It did. They went from the worst defense in the league to the best.
What's going on, Jimmy?
Jimmy Huang, hello. Yeah, I'm up a little bit, Jimmy. I'm happy. Indy, how are you, sir?
What's going on, Indy? AP Indy, one of the best horses of all time. All right. Very beautiful shot of FedEx Field. Play action from Heineke to Gibson, and he throws it away. Nice decision there.
Smarty Jones is your favorite horse? Who is mine when I was a kid? Gallo Blue Chip. He raced at the Meadowlands. He was standardbred, though.
Yeah, it would be really nice if the defense could play some offense tonight. But that's the sign of a true defense, of truly good defense, one that can put up points. That Rams pick 6 on the wide receiver screen was awesome.
Yeah,
that was really awesome.
That Rams defense played so well.
Oh, they played lights out.
It was unbelievable. Special teams, they were good too.
Because they had their offense was like a 3-and-out city too. So to do that on defense is holy. It doesn't get much better than that.
He had him. Wow, wide open. That might be something interesting because I'm not sure of Taylor Heineke's range. Well, Washington isn't known for taking deep shots, and they might have an opening here because that was wide open. I mean, wide open. That was a blown coverage, but there is an opportunity for that. And don't forget, too, Sims had a tough drop on the first drive as well that would have resulted in a sizable gain.
What an awesome play by Winfield Jr. Gibson is hurt after that play as well, so excellent tackle, excellent play. And if Gibson can't play, that's not good news for Washington.
He's playing hurt as is, though, Gibson.
But
so
who knows,
I feel like
McKissick
he's lost
might
a
be
little
the better option in this game with how I'm predicting they're probably going to have to dump this ball down quite a bit. Blitz comes in. McKissick does a good job picking it up, but it's looked like
that's
was
intercepted.
Tipped and intercepted. So this is going to be Tampa Bay's ball. I think he was ruled down.
That was unfortunate. Tipped at the line. 0-6 eyebrows from Untouchable J. This is such a weird thing. All the dead air, though.
Well, I was praising McKissick for the blitz pickup, but I don't think he quite got there. I think Vinter managed to get through, make the play, and that looks like a good interception.
That's a clear interception. That's hardly Heineke's fault, though.
Fat guy. I could tell you that John Hamm has an incredibly large penis, but I don't kiss and tell.
Sorry, everybody. This is what I have to work with. Someone isolate that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe Don. I don't know. We're gonna have to see tomorrow. You're gonna pay a lot of commission on like it's a hefty price to take the Saints. I'm not. It's tough. You know, you take a sizable loss compared to the gain if the Saints don't win that game.
Vegas got their middle today because they had action on the Bills against the spread, but they had action on the Indy money line. So they had exposure on both sides, and the Vegas middle hit with the Buffalo winning by 3. So that was an interesting result and a good result for the books. And then there was 73% of the money today on the Seahawks reverse line movement for the Rams. So they encouraged a lot of bettors, including myself, to take Seattle at some point, and that's how
AP
it is.
Indy proving that Joni really does love Chachi. It might look good there, Jay, if you took it ATS. Ooh.
It looked
I don't
like
know
a
if that
lot
was
of
that
contact.
was that a throwaway?
I think so. There looked like there was a lot of contact there too, but it doesn't look like there was any complaining or any flags thrown. So. And we are going to get a 3rd and 10 here for the Tampa Bay offense.
Defense absolutely holding their own, Jay. Oh, they got there too, but Scotty Miller able to the lead, the little engine that could. Scotty Miller with a first down here.
You know what they say, if you can't stop Scotty Miller, you can only hope to contain him.
Young got off the snap a little slow. If he timed it right, just a little bit better, he would have got there.
Fear my boy Rodrigo Blankenship let me down today.
That was a bad hold on 66, but interesting that Ronald Jones hasn't been running. I haven't seen him yet. It's just Fournette, and that looks like Keyshawn Vaughn. Good job, Washington, because he got a hole. He got through a hole. The D line let him through, and then it looked like a DB in conjunction with a linebacker's body was able to get Vaughn down. That could have been for a way worse game.
Who wore their mask better, Andy Reid or Bruce Arians?
Oh my goodness.
Drink to fat Arians. Wide open Antonio Brown
For a touchdown.
Ryan, we were on the Seahawks in the contest.
That was 10 points. No, more than that. It's about a 13-point play for the fat guy. Extra point is blocked. Tampa only up 9. Wow.
That is true, Zaps.
Yeah, absolutely. It only takes like, it's kind of funny whenever you do football squares, like, for the Super Bowl, all it takes is like a safety, a missed point, 3 field goals, a missed pat after, like just to rack up the whole score line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know if that's the defense's fault necessarily, Jay-Z. Like, they've just been on the field the entire time, so.
Well, that's 6 points off turnovers so far for Tampa Bay.
I
Live
almost
line's
like
only 11.5, so it hasn't really moved too much, considering it was at 10 or 10.5 at close.
I kind of like the Bucks there because once it rains, it pours for Washington, right? Like, are they really going to come back?
That's true, but then Washington got the extra point block, so that's a tip in the cap to Washington's side. That's still lots of plays left in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14.5 makes more sense.
14.5. Oh, okay. Is it 11.5? I would say I would really like Washington.
I don't know what the line is or the market, but I'm guessing that more people are probably betting Alabama, so I would probably jump on Ohio, but that's just me going off of knowing that Alabama's a powerhouse, and I'm guessing as a powerhouse, they're probably receiving a lot of public bets.
Ohio State might be better. It's a pretty square game, like pretty chalk game. Wow, that kick was interesting.
I'm guessing Washington plus 11.5 is plus 125.
Yeah.
Don calling his shot, saying that Washington is going to score here. What is the Walter Payton Award?
It's for the Walter Payton Award in the NFL is for
for college because he won this in college in
yeah.
2012.
That's for Offensive Player of the Year. That's probably the best, aside from McLaurin, their next best receiving threat is probably Logan Thomas and arguably J.D. McKissick. Wow.
I'll take my boy, Scary Terry McLaurin.
Oh, yeah, he's first. I said that. No, I'm not going against Scary Terry.
Ryan calling his shots, saying that the Ravens, he thinks, will crush the Titans, and he thinks the Saints are going to smash the Bears.
Well, they are 10-point favorites. I like the Bears with the points.
I will say this. I feel a lot better with Washington having Heineke at quarterback than Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to be streaming the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers for Sunday night wild card football.
Smith is out. And Don Pham calling out my Owen Wilson. Wow. What a play! What? What was that? What was that? I appreciate it, Jay-Z. Dude, Heineke, that was baller, man. That was baller. You saw me at Walmart? It's possible. I've been to Walmart in the last 2 weeks. You can come up to me. It's all right. No, I didn't go to the wrong guy then. I haven't been there. The South Surrey one sometimes, but end of the first quarter here. Washington driving.
I'm going to grab a drink. I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't really wear them, Ryan. I got to be honest. I'll wear them in the store, but that's about it. I am kind of pleased too, Jay. Like, how can you blame them? You know what I mean? Think of the situation that we're in. Like, you have arguably a third string quarterback that was on practice squads playing offense, and there's some unlucky stuff. Like a tip pass interception is like, come on, it's a little hokey. You know what I mean? There was a blown coverage in defense, largely against a defense that's played pretty well considering. So, you know what I mean? That's the other thing too is eye test is different for everyone because most people are going to see this game and they're just going to go, oh, Tampa's killing them. And it's just not really true. Kind of like I thought, for instance, if you look at coaching execution, I thought that Indianapolis, the choices that they made were way, way, way more positive expected value than the ones that Buffalo made. Obviously, they had some ugly results, like they didn't get the fourth down. They did miss a 2-point conversion, but like they're trying to win. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to understand, like Indy was trying to win, whereas like Buffalo is just their results are predicated mostly on the strengths of an amazing young quarterback, right? If he doesn't play really, really well and he makes mistakes, they lose, right? Whereas Indianapolis, the quarterback is like everything else is in place except quarterback play, right? So I think Indy's approach not necessarily is better, but like the decision making was so good. And yeah, you're gonna have ugly results when you don't get it on fourth down and such, but I was really impressed with Frank Reich's crew. He was in a tough spot. I mean, they're still underdogs at the end of the day because of Josh Allen. So, but like the part I couldn't believe, there was six and a half minutes left, and the Buffalo doesn't have a 6-minute offense. They're just chucking the ball, like they're actually just chucking the ball, and some of the guys are going out of bounds. I don't know, like it's like I saw that, I'm like, you realize you're it's not, you're not trying to score when there's 6 minutes left and Indy doesn't have a timeout. You're trying to end the game. Just have a drive that's 6 minutes long. The game's done. Like they're trying to score a touchdown. Like I don't understand. It's a time of possession game, you know. And the other thing too is another. Sorry, I'm going on a long rant. Did you see how Indy was playing time of possession to start, but then they fell behind. They go, okay, we're going to go do our quick scoring offense. And what happened? They scored 2 touchdowns so fast. It was unbelievable. So, I mean, like that just to me highlights how organized the Indianapolis Colts are, especially in comparison. So I think McDermott's a great coach as far as getting his players up to snuff and getting the best out of them. But as far as the nuance of analytical decision making, it's insanely poor. Holy, is it bad? And I don't even like the Colts, but I like good decision making, and I like a mathematical approach. Here's a good question. So if Wentz goes to Indy, you think they can turn it around? I mean, maybe. It's the blueprint is really there. Do you know what I mean? Like Rivers is fine, but he's a statue. In today's NFL, you need some mobility to have like top tier success. Like it's going to be hard. Like with Rivers, they could win 12 games next year, no problem. Do you know what I mean? But to get to that extra nuance, they're just going to be underdogs too often. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like they could still beat the Chiefs, but they're still underdogs, right? And they're less of dogs if they have a mobile, strong, smart quarterback. Like you could say, oh yeah, Brissett's one of those, but he's not quite good enough. You know what I mean? So I don't know if Wentz is necessarily, but even a guy like from such a low sample, Jalen Hurts, like that, I think would have done it. I don't know if there's a guy like that in the draft and if they're able to acquire, but I think that could advance Indy's win probability ahead. I have a lot of faith in Indianapolis as a franchise going forward. Like not even both sides of the ball, Beard. You see them on special teams too. They're excellent. Yeah, they missed a field goal. That guy's been good all year too. But they're organized on special teams. I've just learned that also. Why am I taking points with Indy a lot of the time when I could be taking them on money line and stuff like that too? Because Indy plays to win, and a lot of teams don't do that. You know, so Indy has moved to number one for me. From analytical coaching perspective, and Frank Reich is right at the top. So because I didn't get as close a look at Indy as I did today, and I was overwhelmed with all his decision making. He didn't care the result of it as long as it was the right decision to make, and that to me is the earmark of greatness. So I went on. That was a big rant. That being said, Washington's 3rd and goal. You know, Don Pham calling his shot. And this is another spot. I hope Washington goes for it if they don't get it. They can't settle for field goals here. And they do. J.D. McKissick. Don Pham telling us all. That was great. That was just fantastic. And sorry, to go further on the Indianapolis train is when they make those decisions, it's not like go to the coaches and do this big hubbub for like oh, do we go for it or not? It's business as usual. They just go and do it. They go and run the play. Like, I love that. I love that organization. And not only that, did that go in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And not only that, they were just prepared for every situation. And Buffalo isn't organized. It's put Josh Allen and ask him to score. That's just so vague. That's just not how the game works, right? Indy has pacing to their offense, to their play calling and everything, and they're good on offense, defense, special teams across the board. They're lacking in athleticism at quarterback position. I mean, I don't know. I've just been very impressed with them because they're not supposed to win that game. Like they're not really, like they're a small dog. It's probably 40%, but they're getting the most of that 40%, right? So, and whereas Buffalo isn't.
And that's
Because think about
essentially
this,
right where that game ended up as a 3-point game. So
and the other thing too is think about it this way: what if Josh Allen was playing himself on Indianapolis? I don't like Buffalo's chances even close. You know what I mean? Like it's just. But then Big Rye has a good argument. He goes, "Why don't you just spend all your resources on developing a good quarterback?" That's arguably you could do that. And then that Buffalo performance today really, really reminded. It was pointed out to me by Big Rye that of those Russell Wilson Seahawks teams of the last few years, it's like where the team just isn't that good, but the like incredible performances like elevate the team's results. You know, I really am looking. I really have a downtrodden look on Buffalo as far as success because I don't think making that decision making against teams where you're the underdog is. I don't think it's going to win. Yeah, it's not even if they should have lost or won or lost, Jay-Z. It's I don't think they gave themselves a great chance at winning compared to what they could. I just think they made suboptimal decisions. Whereas Indianapolis was just flawless. And I agree, Tony. Josh Allen on Indy is scary. Think about it. You put a good quarterback on Indy, I don't know how they're not the favorite to win the Super Bowl. I doubt Rivers will be back because I think they know they might have to splash around with draft picks to try and get a guy. I don't know if there's one available, if they're going to be able to do it, but Indy is so close. They really are. They're so close. They have an offensive line. They could probably use a pass rusher. They're just short there, you know. And I'm not saying you don't need Patrick Mahomes, right? You just need a little bit better. I don't know if it's Carson Wentz, but God, they're so close. So I don't know. I became a like I already was a Frank Reich fan. My favorite game of the last probably the last 10 years was when Indy beat the Chiefs on the road, running the same basically 5 running plays and going for it on every 4th and short. That was the best coaching job I've seen. So I it just that enthusiasm I felt during that game got reinvigorated this morning. So watching their decision making just flawless to me. You know, you didn't get the results every time, and that's another thing that people do is they go, "Oh, well, we lost points on this 2-point conversion, and we missed. We could have taken a field goal. But we went for a touchdown on 4th down." Well, you're just counting like perfect things. You know what I mean? Little squib kick, a little bit bizarre here. Wentz in the 6th pick for Deshaun Watson. I don't know if they'll go for it. Houston, they could though. Is this a reverse to Antonio Brown? Wow. I gotta give him credit. Antonio Brown, as much as he is a complete clown, and I really, really, really dislike his personality, it feels like he's putting in serious effort to try and get his career back on track. You know. Why does Ronald Jones have no carries? I'm finding that interesting.
It is interesting. I wonder if they like the matchup with Fournette better, but it's weird to see him not get any share. Maybe they're saving him for uh, halfway through the third quarter. They'll bring him in for 10
Saving?
touches, 15 carries. Who knows?
Seems weird. You at least want to give him something.
He is
I know,
active.
yeah, it is bully ball.
He
I
is,
mean, go ahead.
he is active because I double checked to see if he was somehow like a late scratch, but who knows? Fournette has looked really good tonight, though. I will say, not really good, but like better than
For him.
better than he has looked this year.
He's got his LSU pads on underneath. I gotta say though, Fournette should be a big bruiser, but I don't find him to be a player that plays particularly tough. In hindsight, and I actually think Ronald Jones might be better in between the tackles. But I mean, that's just an inference. So who really knows? I'm not on the Tampa Bay Bucks training staff, so who knows about ailments? Maybe matchups like Big Rye said. There's something on film they like in particular with Leonard Fournette, which is weird. And I also don't see him as a third down back. But I mean, whatever. And he's hit in a pass, and it's completed. Well, there you have it.
The Tampa O-line winning that battle of the D-line on that last play, allowing Brady to scan through his different receivers and then check it down to Fournette.
Touchdown, Chris Godwin.
It looks like they're going for 2.
That was a nice route by Chris Godwin.
Just a really nice executed play by the entire Tampa offense.
I wonder if this is a run. He went down early. Did he slip?
And there's a nice break for the Washington football team. That's 3 points left on the board, as people like to talk about on both of their touchdowns.
You know what, though? He stumbled, but I felt like he braced too early, and that made him stumble. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just maybe I'm overanalyzing, but there's something about him that just feels wimpy. Comparatively, not compared to a regular guy, compared to a professional football player.
Hell yeah, Don.
Yeah, this is partying for Big Rye. I don't know, Jay-Z. I like I don't know how you were going to like get it back. I don't know. Maybe it was a chance at like a fumble. I don't know. It was weird.
There's I'm sure there is a ton of research and studying that they do on specialty, all three facets of the game, and any
Yeah.
edge you can get. Maybe they saw something, or maybe there was a certain player who's got bad hands or has his hands all taped up, and they're trying to get it to him. Maybe they feel like they can get the ball out. Who knows? Who knows what it is? There's a lot of you know, even special teams coaches are trying to get the edge.
Yeah, because they might only gave up 15 yards, which here's the thing. There's a way of looking at this, what I was thinking. So short field is good for Tampa Bay in theory. But if Tampa Bay is going to score, you kind of want them to score quickly, don't you? You know what I mean? Like it's like you don't want a long drawn out drive, right? And the difference is maybe 15 yards. So with and then it's probably a math formula. Okay, so the chance of scoring, keep our defense fresh, and then the chance of a turnover, which who knows is probably what 8% maybe. I don't know. We're all speculating here. There has to be some. At least we like to hope there's some serious thought to these types of decisions.
Yeah, NHL's creeping up on us. What is it? It's the 9th
13th?
today, so the 13th is the opener. We've got 4 or 5 days until then.
Is he Don? I don't know. I haven't noticed if he's short or tall.
He seems like about 6 feet.
Oh, 6'1", so he's probably 6 feet tall. It's probably wrestling height a little bit. Maybe shoes on.
What's going on, Eric? How you
Hello,
doing
Eric.
tonight?
I think he got it. Sims shouldn't be taunting here. Yeah, thank you, 40. McKissick picking the ball up for the referee. This is impressive game so far from Heineke, though. Like, think about the experience you have. This is not an easy defense. Yeah, even Tony Dungy just pointed out a lot of poise considering the situation that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And this offense isn't exactly a well-oiled machine.
Gibson looked like he pulled up limp on that run.
Morgan Moses is a giant human. That guy is massive, man. What a play. Who is that? Not
My
15. Who
guess,
tackled
I
it?
was gonna say Winfield, but I don't think Winfield was still in the picture, so I don't know who the other safety is off the top of my head. But that's
Oh,
how you play defense. Like
that
you
is
gotta
how you
play.
play
You
defense.
have to play downhill
I
like
want to
that.
see a number.
It was 35, I want to say. 33. I think it's
Is it
Bunting.
33? Was it Murphy Bunting?
I think so, but I'm just going off the Rolodex.
That could have been a 15-yard run.
Nice play here on the outside.
How do you why don't God. Other play it's just not commonplace for people to shoot in like that. I don't know why. They must be taught a different way. Well, Murphy Bunting's 23. Was it Jordan Whitehead?
It might be. I'm checking it out right now.
It's Jordan Whitehead's 33. I'm looking at our lads.
4th round pick from 2018, Jordan Whitehead.
Channeling his inner Deshaun Goldson. And that's a drop.
I don't know if higher intensity matters so much for OUs for postseason, but I could see more public bettors maybe leaning on unders. I don't know. I don't know though for sure. OUs are not something we follow super closely in the NFL.
Yeah,
the only time there's I've noticed OU stuff that you can get away with is the first week of preseason. Usually the under seems to be better off, but it's baked into the line. The OU for the first week of preseason's 33 is the average, and then I don't know what it is for playoff games. Yeah, it just depends who you ask, Eric. Some people like high scoring. Some people like low scoring. I know the fat guy prefers low scores.
yeah,
But
tighter
that's
defense.
just a personal
preference.
That's too bad. McKissick looked wide open on that play.
Yeah. Well,
Off the top of my head, I don't think there's been one PI call so far in the playoffs.
yeah, I think I can't recall.
I was on Indy plus 6.5 as well. I wanted 7, but the juice just wasn't favorable. 6.5 still managed to go. Jay-Z says PI has been uncalled.
I gotta base my chicken. I'll be right back.
Hopefully Mr. Fuse doesn't get blown. Don calling it. Same with Untouchable. Untouchable smells a turnover. Don thinks that Brady's going to throw an interception. Eric calling for long sustained drive in the Baltimore-Tennessee game to go under. Taylor Heineke's not a rookie, but he's I think this is only his second career start. Or he's played 4 games, so maybe he has 4 starts. I think they just showed all the quarterbacks that have only had one or two starts and played in a playoff game? Oh yeah, Mickey, I remember that. That catch from Lockett, that one-handed left-handed catch when he's fighting off the corner with his other hand, that was spectacular. That was one of the better plays of the day. Don calling a Steelers win over the Browns. Steelers are pretty heavy favorites, especially with all the COVID concerns against the Browns. So I think that's a fairly popular opinion, Don. Don disagrees with Eric on the OU for Tennessee Baltimore. He thinks it's going to go over. Don, what would the line have to be in the Tennessee OU for you to take the under? Eric, it just depends on how the market reacts to it. So at 6, they're obviously trying to get more bettors on Cleveland, but if more people keep coming down on Pittsburgh, then I would probably lean towards Cleveland. So it really just depends how the market reacts to that news. There's still quite a bit more money on the Steelers, so it's an interesting line, but who knows how much of that money came in when that line was Pittsburgh -3.5. There is an update. Ronald Jones did pick up a quad injury before the game. So I guess he picked it up in warm-ups and was questionable to return, and that's why Leonard Fournette is playing.
That makes way more sense.
I don't know if anyone picked up Fournette late. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think he was an option in the when I did the final picks at the end.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
So, Don, if the over-under was 62, you would take the under.
Nice hit.
Yeah, Eric, that's when it's nice to have multiple books and be able to get the best line. Fat guy, what's on the menu for tonight?
I made 2 types of pasta salad. One was a pesto with a little bit extra parm, and then the other one was balsamic reduction. So they both have like beans, white beans, garbanzo beans, cucumber, olives, onion, that type of thing. Spicing as well. So yes. So I'm eating that as an appetizer pretty much. I made literally like 5 or 6 pounds of that stuff. So, and then I'm gonna eat then I have a barbecue chicken in the oven right now. I would be down with leftover ribs. Yeah, this stuff's real good.
Brait looking spry in the open field.
That's true, Eric. It certainly is. I'm going to cut down on pizza for a while. That's the plan, at least. I thought he was going to get in. Hello, football fans.
Hey, Jackson. Yeah, Fear. It's been a concerning first half for Washington, at least on the defensive side.
Big Ry, I'm going to type you something. I just had an idea, but I don't want to announce it. So it might be funny. I'm going to type it to you in Discord.
Sounds good. Yeah, Eric, it just depends what you're into, what you want to listen to. No, Mickey, I haven't set up the new emoji yet. Rivers is probably the most likely player to start at quarterback for the Colts next season, but who knows if he does. I think Wentz stays in Philly.
I think he leaves. I just don't know where.
Second and goal for the Bucks at the 6.
That was a
Nice
great
job
defensive play by Ronald Darby. Timing, playing cornerback. I say this all the time. Playing cornerback in the National Football League has got to be one of the most difficult things to do. Oh, it was in his hands.
Third and goal here. Pretty key play for this game. That was an awesome play by the defender who pushed Gronkowski out of bounds even though he made the catch.
I want to see that again.
Fourth and goal. Tampa has a decision to make here.
And that is clearly out of bounds. Great play, John Bostic.
I'm always a little bit upset we don't see more defensive players try to force out receivers. And a really good job there to do it on Gronkowski at the back of the end zone.
Wow.
Almost got there. Watson is unhappy, but it's one of those things where I think that's just like a lot of talk just to generate interest and to talk about, but I don't think Watson's going to get moved. There is not a drinking game tonight, Jackson, but we could definitely do one for the second half.
There've been a lot of Arians, like, I don't even know. It's not really a chin anymore. It's like amorphous. It's like it's a part of it. And like I shouldn't be making this comment. Like, let's be real here. But it's looked bad.
Fat guy, who do you think has the edge between the Browns D line and the Steelers O line?
I actually kind of, if I had to pick, it would take the Browns D line. It's close though. It's not like an overwhelming. There's going to be battles are going to be won on both sides.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a huge edge either way, so it's going to be pretty close. The Browns are looking like a market play, but it's a weird market for sure, Ryan.
Big sack and perhaps a fumble recovered by the by the Tampa Bay D. It looks like they're really excited about it. I don't know if there actually was a fumble though.
Well, the referee
that would be Shaq Barrett at the bottom. What? So they just let him fight it? TB called a timeout before the games for the snap. That ball's out.
That ball is out, and it looked like there was a clear recovery
by Shaq Barrett by Tampa Bay.
So this is unless I will say this though, he might have been blown down before he touched.
Why did they always do that? I isolate that. You sound like Dennis Miller, untouchable. He might have been blown.
Ryan, we're going to be doing NBA and NHL betting market videos, but it's very unlikely that we're going to be doing picks. We do talk about some of the picks we do make in the Discord, so if you want to join the membership. But the picks for us for those leagues aren't going to be quite the same like they are in the NFL.
No, I enjoy it, Jay. Keep the banter.
I didn't make any bets today, Jackson, as well. Or I don't think I did. No, I did not. There wasn't anything when I was making the video that really stood out to me that I really liked, so I just left it alone today. It's nice to have so much volume, like with the NBA and NHL, that you can be a little bit more selective.
Are they playing Studio? Susudio or whatever by Tom or Phil Collins or Genesis or whatever during this fumble? That's so funny. Like the weirdest upbeat music for like this will kill our team's chances if it's wrong. Who's the DJ? And I don't know what type of face structure Bruce Arians has, but I've never seen it before. Dude, the Canadian feed has a Ruffles a Ruffles advertisement that glazes over the score.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Wow, no fumble.
So was he blown down? Like I don't. Did they
I
have
don't
an
know.
explanation?
The referee has the same type of bedside manner as John Ramsey. John Ramsey after that fateful night when his daughter was taken from him. Like another drop. Steve Sims Jr.
Steve Sims Jr. was a late round fantasy flyer that some people had predicted would do really well this year, and boy, were they wrong.
Multiple fat Arians, Mickey. You've missed a ton.
Third and 60, not a good spot here for Washington.
Dude, Mike Tirico and Tony Dungy right now look like a before and after like weight loss thing. With Nutrisystem, you too can go from Mike Tirico to Tony Dungy.
JD Mickens slipped on a banana peel that probably saved his life there.
It saved him. That saved him huge. He can say clown whatever he want. He got saved there. He was gonna get annihilated.
I will say this, the NHL schedule is going to be a lot of fun this year. Like teams are going to play like 2-3 games in a row against each other. It's going to feel like playoff hockey all season. And there's only going to be, I don't know, how many teams are there in each division? Like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting.
I'm so lazy for when I laid back. I bought a wireless keyboard and with a trackpad.
And you're enjoying it?
I love it. This is a great buy. I got it for a final sale at the Source. It's a K400 Plus Logitech. I have 3 in my home. The Canadian teams are staying in Canada, Jay. They're not crossing the border. They're playing each other.
Yeah, the Canadian teams are in their own Canadian division playing each other. Tampa's out of timeouts here. They pick up this first down. Clock is running. So we'll see Brady's 2-minute drill here.
Wow.
Almost intercepted.
There's a player who's had a really good season, Cameron Curl.
I haven't looked at the full NHL schedule, but I'm assuming that there's probably going to be 4 divisions, and I'm sure those divisions are just going to be playing each other. I think it's a good idea, too, because if there is any sort of outbreak, it'll probably be easier for them to contain. Who knows what the Canucks... Canucks actually have really surprisingly high future odds for the Stanley Cup.
They should, considering it's probably a bit easier playing a bunch of Canadian teams. Are they the best Canadian team?
Well, Toronto has the best odds, and then Vancouver and Edmonton are tied slightly behind them. But who knows? I think it's pretty wide open. Washington finally gets pressure on Brady here. It's going to be 4th and long. Washington has the opportunity to use a timeout to get this ball back, which I'm guessing they did since the clock hasn't moved. I'll see if I can pull up. The Avalanche are the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup at plus 551.
Yeah, that was bad. You should have caught that to save the time, as Tony Dungy had mentioned. Because, I guess they're just going to kneel it out then. Unless that was the plan the entire time.
The odds have changed quite a bit. So Toronto's 10-1, Edmonton 16-1, Montreal 22-1, Canucks are 37-1, Ottawa's 41-1, Winnipeg 42-1. Detroit is plus 21,441. Interesting. So 214-1 essentially. I'm not sure. I don't even know where you could get those odds, Don. You'd have to check around to see.
Nice run, Taylor. I mean, it ends up nothing, but we'll take it.
The Colorado Avalanche have an excellent hockey team.
They're the favorites to win the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah, they're 551. Plus 551.
That's so... Dude, those are low odds. Are you serious?
Yeah, they're strong. The reason is if the divisions are set up how I think they're set up, like there's 4 different divisions, that means each one of those divisions is going to get someone in the final. So if they're in a, I don't know what division they're in or the teams that they're playing, but if it's a weaker division, then they got a pretty good shot to make it there.
Yeah. Jackson, you brought up an interesting point. That's something that I've talked about with Big Rye. Like 8 seeds win often. 8 seeds have won the Stanley Cup a couple times. Who was it? The LA Kings, and they cruised. How many games did the LA Kings lose? Very few. I got to check on my chicken. I'll be right back.
The NHL sold sponsorship rights to the divisions, so I don't know what they are, but I didn't really look into it once I saw they were all sponsored. And definitely, Jackson, there is parity in hockey. So like betting a Stanley Cup favorite at 5-1 right now is a tough thing to do. And who knows, right? Like 2 or 3 injuries or people getting sick could really change things fast. Yeah, some of those teams are really, really strong teams. Like they did go in as 8 seeds, but they were good teams that probably would have been better. Like their odds probably weren't that bad. Yeah, they've got division odds here. So what's interesting, Colorado and Vegas are in the same division, so they have pretty high odds to win the division. Then St. Louis as well. And then it's quite weak after that. Pretty strong odds that Toronto, Tampa Bay win their divisions, and Boston as well has the best odds in the closest tight-knit East Division. It's interesting to see the Philadelphia Flyers have such high odds to win their division. They're second best odds just behind the Bruins and in front of the Penguins and Capitals, who have historically been very good. Yeah, Nashville had a very interesting roster. It just never really has panned out for them. Caps and Prens trending down, Flyers and Isles trending up. Yeah, I could see that. Those two teams are getting a lot older, and obviously their draft capital hasn't been the same as the Flyers and Islanders for the last 10 years. Yeah, ESPN just like essentially cut off the NHL, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that. I think NBC is the only channel that does NHL games as far as like nationally televised NHL games. Yep. The his name's escaping me right now, but the coach who left the Caps to go to the Islanders, that guy is awesome. Trotz. I think it's Trotz. It's Barry Trotz. Barry Trotz is a really good coach.
Sorry, guys, to take a moment there. Still not quite finished my chicken, but it's close.
Well, the Islanders are closest that you get to the 90s Devils with how they played the last season or two.
Islanders are playing like the 90s Devils?
Yeah, Mickey, they made such a big deal on the broadcast about DK Metcalf throwing a fit on the sidelines. I thought that was weird, and then the Rams did capitalize on it not too long after. Yeah, it was that was just an unreal play. It reminded me of the that Super Bowl winning play for the ironically Seattle New England Patriots. What's his name? Malcolm Butler play. Like, that was just a special interception. Those are things you don't see very often. Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about is, ironically, his name escapes me as well. Lou Lamoriello.
Lou Lamoriello, yeah. I heard that his office is all wood grain and there's nothing in it, like not even a clock. Like, I imagine if that was actually true, that'd be funny. Wasn't he involved with the Leafs?
Lou Lamoriello, I can't remember. I think he. I can't remember. The who gets the ball? Start the second half. Washington gets the ball to start the second half. Brady started with it, and they started with a field goal. The name redacted gets the ball. Untouchables thinking about grabbing Washington plus 11.5 on the live line.
I don't know.
I don't remember, Eric.
I don't remember that either, to be honest.
The only thing that I remember was we did have one person enter the contest, and they did really, really well for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, and then they disappeared.
There's been not hundreds, probably been, I'm going to say 30, between 20 and 30 guys have talked supreme shit and then, didn't do well in the contest, or, you know what I mean? Like pretty much the opposite of what they said happened. That's a pretty common thing on our channel, but
Yeah,
the contest is the real deal.
I did 1 unit on the money line as well, Jackson, for Washington football team for this game. Dylan showed up and did the fantasy draft, so he's got a team in the playoff fantasy pool.
Yeah, I can't say who that.
Yeah, I'm not sure who you're talking about, Eric. So Washington starts with the ball here in the second half. Heineke and shotgun. They go
Good
play action.
protection. Good protection. And what is that? He had more time. He could have taken more time.
Yeah, he went to his check down because.
But he could have ran, though. He's also got legs. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with an incompletion there. And on to the next play. That one didn't work out.
I feel like it could be better. That could have been better.
Sometimes
Scary
when you find bettors like that, Eric, they feel invincible because they do well for a little bit, and then reality comes crashing back because anyone can win in a small sample, but when you start doing it day after day, you realize how difficult it really is. So it's not everyone's thing to make it so public and be very upfront about what they do.
Wonder what the flag's for.
You never know, Jackson. You just never know. This is nice. It looks like it's on the defense.
It is offside. JPP. He was just a finger offside.
I was just going to say that.
Low hanging fruit. We got to take it, right?
You betcha. First and 5 here. Nice spot for Washington's O. Play action.
There you go. Logan Thomas. I think my chicken's finally done. Yikes.
So he was a tout, is what you're trying to say. Well, quite possibly Jackson, but it's still too early to say. But 18 points is definitely a weird total for Tampa Bay. Second and 7 for Washington. Down 11. Very fortunate bounce there. That hit Whitehead in the chest, and luckily he didn't get the interception. 4th and 4, Washington has a decision to make. It looks like they're going to bring out the field goal team. They are down 11 at the moment, so it will make a one-score game. Just came in at a weird height for Whitehead. He got his forearms on that. I think he's A-Rod zipping those passes. And the field goal attempt is good. So it's an 8-point lead for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They will be getting the ball back shortly. May we see some sort of onside kick from Washington to maybe get them an extra possession in this game, but probably not. Their defense is really their bread and butter, so it would make way more sense for them to kick this ball deep and play D. The football team is covering at the moment, down 8. Unless you bet them really early at 7.5. Otherwise, pretty much every other line covering anywhere from 8's a push, 8.5 up to 10.5. You're looking good. Yeah, I think that there's definitely been a sentiment that if you miss on 4th down, it's like a big loss. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like analytically it's the right decision to make a lot of times, especially with how offensively skewed the rules are now. It's not like it was 10-15 years ago. Oh my goodness. This is terrific. Fat guy's missing out. I don't know if friend is the right word, but an acquaintance that he knows was just on TV. I bet you he's going to talk about it the second he gets on.
Was there a touchdown for a football team?
Field goal, so they're down 8 points. Did you just see what commercial was on?
No.
Let's just say a bionic hand man who is an acquaintance was just on television.
Oh, one of my customers. Do you know? Oh, yeah, I must have told you. Why else would you bring it up?
Yeah.
like.
It's really nice that Chase Young keeps saying this stuff, but like maybe he should make some plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, if New Jersey FanDuel was at 7.5 with no crazy juice, they were definitely out to lunch as far as setting this line. I feel like there's a lengthy delay to get this kickoff off.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm on the Washington money line 1 unit plus 387.
Bumberbean lost money yesterday. Oh.
Yeah, I think they lost. I looked it up. I didn't actually get the bet down, but they ended up losing 77-72. And they opened as 1-point favorites, and they had a reverse line movement up to -2.5, but ended up losing by 5, I believe, either 5 or 7. Washington did reach 10.5. They were 10.5. You could get it just before kickoff, at least at Pinnacle. Oh, Mickey said he hit on the total, so it wasn't a complete loss on Bumberbean. Is Jack Del Rio the defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
For some reason, I didn't know that. I think you shared a picture, Untouchable, of a Bumberbean mascot. Bumberbean's like the Chargers. You never bet them as favorites.
Hey, 25 or 20. That's what Tom sounded like. Sounded like Ned Flanders.
That ball came out weird. I want to see it again, see if that got tipped at the line. I think it was just a miscommunication on the thrower route. Or that just, it looked like the ball slipped out of Brady's hands, to be honest.
Washington with a chance to tie this game.
And they'll get good field position after that poor punt from Tampa Bay. Shanks a lot. The ghost of Dan Bailey visited Rodrigo Blankenship today. That's the way to do it, Jackson. You have to embrace. We have a friend who is constantly the butt of every joke, and he doesn't take it well, but it only encourages people to make fun of him more. So always learn from him that you gotta, if someone makes a joke about you, you just roll with it. Untouchable lost his kicker in fantasy. Kicker could be key. The kicker could be key. Just want to remind fans again, if you plan on watching YouTube live feed, don't play online games prior to viewing. That's dependent on the internet, Eric. You might have to upgrade. Tell them you can lick your eyebrows, though. I had a friend that I used to work with who was heavily endowed, and for a good minute I had her trying to touch her elbows together behind her back. That was always a fun time. But like, yeah, you could see her dick right through her bike shorts. Once in a while, I got to spice it up.
Nice run. Did he fumble? No. I hope not. No, I don't, Jax, to be honest, but... Oh, wait, no, maybe I do. He's got the, I think... Let me see here, because I turned off, he's got the Angels with Dirty Faces from Home Alone. Yeah, I didn't know the guy before. Yeah, Angels with Dirty Faces, the fake Home Alone movie. It's festive, I guess. It is January, though.
3rd and 7 for Washington.
Nice. Wow, and he dipsy doodles on the sideline. I hope it's not a hold.
I'm wondering who's the backup for Washington tonight.
Me too.
Oh, no. Comes back on a hold.
It's unfortunate. .
Steven Montez looks like he is the backup quarterback played in Colorado. And he is a
That was
UDFA.
a pretty light play, a light hold. Man. I don't know why. You know what? In this spot, why not run all goes and chuck it up and have a guy run a smaller route, but basically train him not to get open, but to prepare himself to make a tackle on an interception. Like, I don't know. I think maybe that would be a better spot, right? Because you're gonna throw it, God, like in the within the 10-yard line. You know, it's gonna be a big arm, right? So if they does get intercepted and tackled, it's gonna be like an arm punt. So, oh, Corey Andy giving the 0 out of 2 eyebrows. Hello, welcome, sir.
Did that touch? They
I
put the
don't
beanbag
know.
down like it touched. I guess the beanbag is considered the change of possession, but I don't. Can we get a replay of this?
No, it didn't.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah.
At least from that angle, it looked close. I will be back shortly.
Washington's D is they're not their defensive line, oddly enough. Washington's DBs are letting them hang around. Well, great catch. Nice offensive line play from the Bucs, eh? Oh, Adam West is the best. Absolutely. I didn't see that, but oh, dude, Adam West for sure. I grew up on that. I like when Batman was jokey. I don't like it when it's serious. Ooh, a big shot for Evans, just unable to complete it. Then he's asking for a flag after he tried to catch it and was unable. Not how that works, big guy. Walking very gingerly on the sideline. Cameron Brate, he might have hurt his arm on that. He took a helmet right where he was holding the ball. Oh, he's not grabbing it. I'm surprised. That was a big shot right on the ball. It's a nice tackle. Oh. That a big sound from that. I thought Gronk was going to have the day that Braid's having. Oh, that's a fumble. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. I think Washington has it. Are they going to throw a flag for jumping on the pile? I don't know, Corey. Heineke's played pretty well today. He might have been good at calling the right plays. Yeah, wow, Owen Wilson, absolutely. Absolutely, Don. Keyshawn Vaughn with very little chance to play in this game, and I've seen him clearly miss a blocking assignment, and now he's got a ball punched out. Yeah, I agree with what Jackson said. It's to be slightly better. And Heineke has played very well. Heineke also has some athleticism that maybe Alex Smith had in his younger years, but not after all these leg surgeries. All right, Jay, you were just a little bit off in the timing, but there you go. Hey, I've made more money on Alex Smith than anybody. Well, not really. I've done really well on him, though. And I will never disrespect the man. So they're going over his record. He's 5-1 this year, by the way. Washington is cooking with fire right now.
Time to throw on the old cans. Washington's driving.
Keyshawn Vaughn got the ball punched out. Fumble.
Unreal.
John Bostic, I think, did it. I don't know, Corey. Anybody want to check it out? I'm not sure. Lions beating football team. I don't remember that game. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, and that was like and they only scored on like the last second. I think that was his first game back, Smith's, and then he won 5 in a row. I think that's what happened. Yeah. They were down 21. Yeah. That was a good game, actually. That was one of the better games this year. I still think Arizona-Seattle was the best game I've seen this year. I can't believe Heineke got out of that. Holy! Woo! Woohoo! He looks so scared in that pocket, like, I don't know what to do.
That's probably not a play we get if Alex Smith is playing.
No. I'd mentioned that about a young Alex Smith, maybe, but 51 missing a tackle, too.
I don't like he gives himself up here, and then there's a pretty late hit. I'm surprised it didn't get called.
Well, there was one on John Wolford, a headshot. That's a horse tackle. That is a horse tackle. I don't know what that flag's for, but that was a horse tackle. Horse collar, it's got to be. Did I say horse tackle? So it's lame. Thank you. Good. I'm glad it is.
I'm glad you guys jumped in and said something.
Why did I say horse tackle? Who does that? I don't know if that is. He grabbed him by the shoulder. Wow.
It must be something about quarterback sneaks tied to fertility.
Yeah. Wow. I hate to say this about Bruce Arians, but he looks like he's got 1 foot in the... I'm not going to say it, but you know where I'm going with that. He looks pickled. Is Arians a big drinker or something? There's got to be something with him. Chris Sims looked like he was going to do the giant leg drop, the atomic leg drop. You know, like he lifted his leg like he just had bounced off the ropes.
Nice, Corey. Congrats.
He's a cigar guy. Well, he looks crispy. Man, Gibson is elusive. Is Heineke running this in? No way. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. And this stuff I was talking about, like on my rant about how Indy could be really good. I'm not saying this is how, but this is an added dimension of the game that what Phillip Rivers cannot give you. Alex Smith can't give you this anymore either, but that's... He does. That's a touchdown. That's infinity. That's a touchdown. I'm going to go cut up my chicken. That's unbelievable. Wow. Play of the day.
That might be my first smile of the year. That play brought a smile to my face.
I can't believe that.
Put some respect on that name. I'm gonna need to take a minute to catch my breath. That play was awesome. I only like to bring out the big guns during the playoffs. Yeah, surprised not to hear from him today. Yeah, they talked about it. I think it probably would have been the better move to make, but they never did it. I I feel the exact same way, Corey. Pennington was better though.
So did they get a 2-pointer?
Nope.
I thought Reich was fantastic today, Corey. I went on a rant about how good I thought he was.
Kickers missing field goals isn't on the coaching staff, though. I thought McDermott was good, but I think
They keep playing the Stone Cold offense or song on third down. I love it.
That's awesome. It's
kind of like, go ahead.
Jackson, you weren't here for it, but Fat Guy and I were talking about how the last 6 minutes from Buffalo wasn't very good as far as like the offensive game plan, and because they could have killed that game and not gave the ball back. 6 minutes left, only one timeout against them, and it's like a 9 or 10 play drive and that game's done, but they went ultra aggressive. Kind of remind me of the Falcons in the Super Bowl. Big completion. Gronk is playing. Who's Doug McDermott?
I don't know.
I know you did mention that. I'm just surprised. Because it's a coach, like the coaching staff can call in the plays unless Allen's audibling at the line, which I highly doubt. Yes, thanks, Jackson. No reason for Tampa to run a play here, but they do. Big completion.
Oh, man.
How's that chicken?
This is up. This is Hall of Fame level for me.
That's great.
Yeah, this one was I went all out on it. I bought a chicken from a butcher. I brined it for 2 days. I dried it for 2 days. I made my own barbecue sauce for the most part. So I'm just going to take my dishes back. Be right back. Sorry for all the delays.
That's got to be fairly common, though, when teams are up like 23 and then usually the other team can come back and have some sort of backdoor cover. I just feel the last minute of an NBA game as far as against the spread stuff, like especially if you got like a higher spread, like an 8 or 9, and like the scores oscillating between like 6 and 10 off these just like mean nothing plays, I don't know, man. It's tough. Yeah, that stuff drives me crazy, Corey. That's why, like, for me, it's better just to bet them and not watch. Awesome pressure up the middle by Deron Payne. He's got ice in his blood. We're going to get a 3rd and 7 here. Another key play for this Washington defense. It would be really, really nice to keep this a one-score game. And Washington dials up a really nice play on defense to get that done. Hell yeah, this is great. Washington is live in the 4th quarter against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Man, like Washington can win this game. This is so awesome.
Yeah, this is great. I was hyping it up that Washington is live to get the lead on this next drive.
They are. That means it's going to happen, but
yeah, I decided to stay away from the spread because I just felt there was more value on the money line. So I've got 1 unit on the Washington football team money line plus 387. In the league where they play for pay. One unit, Don, is 1% of your bankroll. So just 1% of however much money you have in your, not all your money, but the money that you're willing to part with if you were going to lose everything gambling.
you could life roll it if you wanted to.
Sports guy bankrupted Pinnacle, says my source. I have a hard time to believe, but I haven't tried to take any money out of Pinnacle lately, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Eric, I keep it simple for the channel, but there are there are other ways that you can bet your bankroll, like bankroll management.
There's other
essentially,
nuances that are actually better than what he had mentioned, but his simple way of going is still a good metric.
Because what you're talking about is if you really know your true edge, which pretty much no one does.
Yes.
There are more optimal ways to place wagers and manage your bankroll, but that's not something I'm going to teach people because everyone thinks they're going to hit it 70%, and like that's just not true. So it's dangerous because you have to be very, very like self-aware of your skills as far as handicapping or understanding what your true edge is or the value is. So I just like to keep it simple.
I think he might have hurt his wrist just now.
Never bet more than 3 units. 1% of your bankroll is what I would suggest on most plays, and you just play the volume. But so much more goes into it too, like as far as the juice you're playing against and what you have in your bankroll, what your edge is. There's a lot of things to calculate out, and just to keep it simple, it's better just to do small conservative bets like 1%. I'm sure Mickey's around. He probably just isn't active in chat. He's probably just enjoying the game and listening to us BS about what's going on.
Wow. Jordan Whitehead with this. Wow. Heineke's wrist is hurt.
Yeah, he totally ignored, like he did everything he could not to get that wrist to hit the ground.
Alex Smith is very concerned here. I don't blame Alex Smith. If Heineke plays well, there's a chance this is a bad punt. Alex Smith plays another game.
Logan Thomas in would be interesting.
Maybe it's a shoulder. Yeah, Logan Thomas playing quarterback. You could get it done with that.
Smith is not active.
Yeah, they do. Some guy named Montez or something.
Yeah, there's a UDFA from Colorado. Steven Montez. Yeah, like he can't even bring his elbow up when he's jogging. Like there's no way he's going to be able to come back and play.
Evans doesn't look good.
Couple of key blocks from Gronkowski there. Really nice.
Gronkowski's a great blocker. Heineke's hurt.
Yeah, Zaps, I'm excited for the NHL.
Oh, 39 came with bad intentions. Oh, did he ever? If Miller shot up field like, a couple hashes inward, he would have got annihilated. Oh,
Oh, hell yeah. I'm
Hulk
easily
Hogan over
excitable.
here. There's a
Well,
big difference between watching hockey and betting on hockey, Corey.
we'll be talking about the betting market, but picks-wise, it's not going to be like the NFL.
No.
But we're definitely going to be following the market, and reporting on what we find. Hey, Jacksonville playing the Jets would be a very good tight matchup.
Especially end of the season Jets.
Yeah, that'd be a hard game to handicap. What an excellent play.
Wow. I don't know. I think that hit the ground. We got to see that again.
Holy smokes. What a throw by Brady.
I have no idea.
Though, oh my goodness.
I have no idea what I have. That's as close as it's ever.
That's incomplete for sure.
I don't know if it is.
It's not even close. That's incomplete. He's got both hands on the ball, but both hands come off. It hits him in the face mask. The ball hits the ground, and then his hands get back on the ball. As Stevie Janowski would say, effing Tampa.
Effing Tampa. Honorary football team member.
Yeah, I think the game's 8:15 p.m. Eastern time for tomorrow. So they do make the call of no touchdown. Some weird challenges and weird calls today from referees. 2nd and goal here for Tampa.
Fournette gets in.
I think the Titans would be a contrarian play, Zaps, but I haven't seen the market over the last, I don't know, I looked like 24 hours ago. It's now officially a 2-touchdown game with that score. Tampa Bay up 12. Corey bringing up some good points about the Ravens definitely probably have more clout going into this weekend, more so than almost any other team. Eric, I think the Ravens will definitely be favorites again with Lamar Jackson. And Titans and Ravens is a 5-star entertainment game, though I want to see how the Ravens fare with Campbell and Williams back in the trenches. They didn't play last time. Yeah, that should make a little bit of a difference for Baltimore. It's true, Mickey. That guy has completely given up on the green screen.
No, I have not. I got more stuff to rearrange in here. I got to go to the dump. Yeah, I don't even know who's laid in that bed. I just really had stuff on the bed for most of the day. Because I broke a mouse somehow this morning, so I had to find one. Yeah, 13 years ago I did Coriandi. Now I got one and I'm happy with it. I had 1 year of being successfully libidinous, and then the rest of it was unsuccessful like every other man. Apparently you need to be skinny and have money, and I have neither of those anymore. Scott Steiner. Ugh. The Steiner brothers.
Well, ESPN just wants to make conversation and have controversial things to talk about. I wouldn't take too much seriously that you hear on there.
They just talk. It's male soap opera. Slow and steady, Corey wins the race now. Making it and losing it it's okay when you're 19, not when you're 33.
The Taylor Heineke is back in the game, surprisingly.
He probably shot his shoulder up. $31. Not sure, Zaps. Not sure. That was a nice run. I think he's sore. Like real sore. I think that toe's still bugging him. Did he just say pasta fazool? Little gabagool. Do you see the slide on that Big Rye on that stupid sheeting or whatever the surface is on there?
Yeah.
That
stuff drives us crazy. I don't even understand what that is or what its purpose is.
Like if you're worried about wrecking the grass, put carpet down. You know what I mean? Put an actual like a carpet down. It's not a slip and slide. Euro is a specific thing, Eric. You kind of need a rotisserie grill because Euro is Greek mystery meat. You just pile it on a stick, and it has to turn and rotate. Like I've never actually made it. I've seen it made. You know, like we had a spit in my backyard when I was a kid. Oh right, cleats catching and slipping. Fair.
Big third down conversion here.
They were going to go for it anyways.
It's hard to say Zaps because there's so many different iterations of things that could happen that it's impossible to answer that.
I mean, like, it's possible. It's just insanely laborious.
I will say this. If the Titans make the Super Bowl, it's better to bet them money line the entire way because the juice on a money line is way less than the future prices you play on betting them to win the Super Bowl outright.
Well, also, too, you can... If you bet the Titans money line all the way to the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl, you would have won money even if you lost the Super Bowl. You would have won money even if they lost the conference championship game.
Kool-Aid's got money on the Bucks. Pretty excited.
Well, it's gonna be tough here. Washington has a very good chance of scoring here and putting that cover in doubt.
Zaps to just continue on what I was saying, when the fat guy and I were calculating out the juice for Super Bowl, it's like, I think it was it'd be the equivalent of minus
19%.
119.
No, it's worse than that. It's 19%, so it'd be like minus 120, 120 what? 6 or something?
So there you go from the fat guy.
123, so something like that.
That's the juice that you'd be playing on a future Super Bowl future. So you'd want to bet the money line instead because the juice is a lot less than that.
Yeah. And you also don't have money tied up. So it's less variance betting it game to game. Isn't that funny? That's a good question, though. Wow.
Well, that goes with every team, Eric. But the fat guy and I made that NFL playoff future calculator, so that's what him and I use when we make all of our future plays.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that was available to any of our YouTube members. If it's
still
something
is
you guys
technically
are interested next year.
What a touchdown. Wow.
This game is still in shot.
You do you, Eric. That's the thing. Power rankings are all subjective. What a touchdown and what a comeback from Taylor Heineke. Wow.
Oh, no. I don't think this is going to stand.
I don't know.
The ball came out of his hands when he was out of bounds. So they better get this extra point through fast. If obviously it's being reviewed because it's a touchdown, but I don't like it if it is.
Dude, he got hit on his shoulder on that throw. That's an incredible throw.
So Sims makes this catch, but out of bounds.
That's not a catch.
He takes his hands off the ball.
That's not a catch. I don't know if what they're gonna do, but that's definitely not a catch. God, these receivers have let him down. It's both Steve and Cam Sims. I wish Tony. Who do you think I'm rooting for? But it just I can't lie. Well, Bills didn't cover Kool-Aid. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Well, the ball comes out of his hands. He's still juggling the ball when he's out of bounds. So.
Wow. Did not expect that.
I love it. I'm so happy that they called that a touchdown, but I would be pissed if I was on the Bucs side right now. So I guess they said he made the catch, and then he was just like, I don't get it. Like an instantaneous snapshot of him with the ball in the corner there, yeah, he's got it, but then he's readjusting the ball as he's still in the process of making the catch. I don't get what these rules are, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the result. I just don't understand what the rule is. Or maybe they think that his like left hand was still on the ball.
Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know what Brady's saying, but I probably agree with whatever he's saying. Because to be honest, there wasn't much difference between that and the play before where the ball hit the ground.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore. The pat's been kicked.
His feet were in. It's not a question about his feet. It's about whether he had complete possession of the ball. I'm happy with the results, so. Brian Daboll is currently the favorite to become the Jets head coach.
Surprised at that.
The odds are interesting considering that the favorite's plus 460. Where is Brian Daboll from?
Buffalo.
He's the OC.
Yeah. Probably. It's like so unnecessary, a lot of these plays.
I'm surprised that the defensive back didn't make a play on that ball. And also, kudos to Brady. He made that throw with a guy in his face. Because 93-1 inside. He beats Fuller.
Good play, Fournette sliding.
After Mike Evans stepped out of bounds on his completion.
Well, ESPN isn't exactly accurate at picking things.
What game are you guys most excited for tomorrow? How about you, fat guy?
I'd like to see a Cleveland playoff game. I've yet to see one. So it's just because this is a little bit of fandom for me. I have wagered on the Steelers because I'm loyal to the dollar and I'm a sick person. But I really do like the Browns. This isn't my favorite Browns team, not by a long shot. But I just want to watch a Browns playoff game. And you know what, too? Can they just be competitive? I've been waiting a really long time. That is an interesting sack from Daron Payne.
I'm guessing Washington's going to use a timeout here.
As they should. Why don't they just run? Daron Payne's is a boss, man.
Chase Young is out of the game for this play. Probably for a few of these plays. It looks like he has got some sort of injury. Washington is all out of timeouts.
He didn't have a good game, oddly enough.
No.
Godwin getting up gingerly too. You can always not watch ESPN, Eric. You have that option. So one thing, we vote with our time and our dollars. And that's one way of creating good content, is not watching content you don't like.
Suck up me up, bros.
Did someone say that?
Zaps.
Oh, I didn't see it. Almost a goalpost, yeah.
8-point lead. Does Taylor Heineke have more magic in him?
Holy, that was close. Man. Bruce Arians looks like a bag of like Japanese mayo. Bruce Arians looks like QP mayo right now. They come in like those weird containers that are like, they're not quite like a piping bag. They're a little bit firmer than that. QP mayo is pretty good. Japanese mayonnaise, yeah. Brady's a handsome man. I don't know what else to tell you. Heineke got a pass from Alex Smith and he caught it with his throwing hand, one-handed. Yeah, cut me up, bros. 0 out of 4 eyebrows. Even if Washington loses this game, which is likely now, they have this. There's a point of intrigue here. Taylor Heineke, this is a build-off performance. I bet you this is PI against Tampa. Not that they need it. Oh, they might accept it because then the clock stops. Correct? There we go. Yeah, they'll decline that.
I don't know. I think because there is a flag, I think the clock stops regardless, even if it is declined, but we will see. Because I don't remember them having to rush to the line after flags.
Yeah. And it did stop me. I don't know why I forgot about that.
Well, I think it's an interesting thing to... Another flag. The refs are... If this is against Tampa, these are pretty nice plays to get. This is terrific.
Wow, they're getting wow. That holding. That was Heineke's shoulder is really hurt. You can see how stiff this guy is.
It looked like he caught it but fumbled it.
This is a fumble out of bounds. That's pretty bad. He turned up field.
Did they call it incomplete?
Yeah.
I don't know how the clock works on a forward fumble because I know you can't advance the ball. So the ball comes back, and then I guess the clock would run from there.
I don't know. It's still out of bounds. Oh, man. I can't believe he didn't see that.
Davis 94 did a good job with containment. He had it on both sides, so Heineke had no choice. We're going to get the 2-minute warning here, 4th down.
This is the ball game.
Fourth and 21. Hopefully we get a chintzy flag.
How can they even call the Steelers Browns a rivalry? It's like
Any team playing any team in that division's considered a rivalry.
they're like 18-3 in the last 21 or something.
It's a lopsided rivalry.
That's like saying me versus my sister growing up was a rivalry.
It might have been to her.
Oh.
That looks like it's going to be the ball game now. Washington has no timeouts. No flags, unfortunately. Washington does manage to get the cover depending on when you got the line.
More than likely. I'm going to try and fill up this. So, Washington. Terry McLaurin.
This is a very good day. All 3 underdogs hit against the spread. And we have 10 people so far that have gone 3-0, including, surprise, surprise, Cassone, Mickey, Untouchable, Jimmy with 888, Gay for Fat Guy, Laser Jets, JS715 of the JS715 name of the week, Billy369, Gambling Man, a.k.a. Jive Turkey. So some of these people continue with their very, very strong.
They're winning ways.
Not much has changed. It depends who they play. But what, Buccaneers are the 5th seed?
Yes.
And they will most likely play Green Bay. And I think Green Bay, Tampa, as far as the public, is going to be pretty split depending on where they set that line. And Eric, we are back tomorrow for the Sunday night game. So we're going to be live for the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll jump on the live show just probably 10 to 15 minutes before kickoff. Untouchable said his underdog parlay is looking good, and I don't blame him. So Washington 7-9 season ends here, an 8-point loss to Tampa Bay. Congratulations to those who got Tampa Bay early at 7.5, which I don't know if anyone did in chat, but pretty much every other spread you either got a push or a win with Washington football team. But that's it for the Fat Guy Night tonight. There's not much else to chat about unless you want to go over the fantasy football results from the...
I'm just inputting it right now, so if you guys want to check out that sheet. So far, though, everyone who's had people play, like, there's some guys in danger that have, for instance, Ditka's in first. He has no running backs left. Show Me Your TDs has gone down 2 players. Pete Carroll's gum down 4 players. Of the guys who had the majority of their players play today, myself looking good, along with Guns and Arrows, and Dylan.
It doesn't look like
looking
everything's
okay.
updated yet, though. It looks like you
What do you
still
mean?
got some.
Yeah, I know.
Some numbers to put in, so we still, it's a wait and see still.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said as I finish. All right. Is I going to get back to work here? And good to see you guys tomorrow?
All right, you guys have a good night.
Those